What is up? Welcome to Dead with My Friends podcast. I am Steve.
And I'm Nick.
And this is our VHS Fest 9 recap. So, Nick, it's been a week since we got back from VHS Fest 9. I'm still living off the high of the weekend. I was not ready to return back to reality and go back to work this past Thursday after being off for 6 days. Yeah. It was a nice vacation, man.
It was definitely nice. It was a lot different this year, because we went as guests, but we also went to vend and, promote the merch and then promote the podcast and everything. So, yeah, it definitely feels like a different experience coming home than, previous VHS Fest. But I was off Monday afterwards, and I know that you and Kristen had a good couple days off, so...
Yeah, and we needed them. I mean, it's one thing to go to VHS Fest as just attending.
Right.
But to vend is a whole different story. And this is our first time vending. We had a little trial at Heavy HV Fest last year, but this was like the true first time vending. And what better way than to cut our teeth at VHS Fest?
Yeah, and I loved it. There are our people. It was just great, man. The conversation. It was mostly just like the conversation, having people come up to talk to you, and that's fun. Just to have some people's time to talk, and then hand out stickers, and who knows, maybe they'll buy something. It's much less about the sales and shit than it is for the community building and, getting the podcast out for sure.
Exactly. That was like my favorite thing, was interacting with people who were really like all about our shirts and like curious about like the podcast and just being active in the community. And, it was cool to see like some old faces, like the homies at Movie Dumpster and our homies from Bad Taste Video, Grizz. We miss you, Mike, but I love talking to brother Grizz and shit.
Yeah, we had some good conversations with Sean and Joe. I'm glad that they had come up to talk a little bit. I know those guys are busy, and it was great. It was great seeing Grizz. They weren't vending though, so Grizz was just hanging out.
He was just there chilling.
Drove ended up being 7 hours or some shit.
Yeah. He ended up being our neighbor at the Mahoning Inn, because I saw when we pulled in.
He didn't even know it.
He didn't. I was just like, it's too late to hit him up. But like seeing Morticia there, I was like, oh, look at that. Look at our neighbors.
He even made a mention on their last episode, their Maniac episode, because he did like a little brief recap of the weekend, and I think Mike asked him, did he fly down or something? He's like, nah, man, I just fucking hopped in Morticia and we just like hit the road. And I like how like Morticia is like a thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like it's part of him,
Morticia is definitely part of
She's a big girl, man. She's a big girl.
Yeah.
But no, man, great weekend, and I'm looking forward to next year. It was like, I heard Virgil say it was 800 people plus there, which was crazy. And this might have been the biggest year. We didn't go last year. The year before, I felt like it was kind of getting a little bit bigger. I think I even mentioned to you, like, I feel like there's a lot more vendors here than VHS Fest 6, which was my first. Yours was 5 or 4?
5 was my first one in 2021.
Okay. So, yeah, I've been to, what is it now? 3 of them. 3 or 4. 3 of them, yeah. I'm not mathing right now. But it's like, it's very cool that I was able to experience it in the earlier stages, because, dude, this is just going to keep going.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that, we were able to kind of like hit this just as it's starting to become more popular. And yeah, man, it's been great. The movies were awesome. Well, I'll say the Frank Henenlotter movies were awesome. I was not really a fan of anything else that was really playing that night. I thought that Twisted Issues had a cool concept, but I just thought that it just wasn't for me, man. And
yeah. No, Twisted Issues, again, cool concept about a skateboarder coming back from the dead.
And it was just like, there wasn't even skateboarding. He wasn't really a skateboarder. It was like he'd have interactions with people and then he would just like run off with his skateboard in his fucking arm, or like some people would like skate off. Like that was the extent of it. And then if I remember correctly, you'd remember better than me, he came back as like a Frankenstein because he ends up like getting killed by these bullies, and then he goes to enact revenge on them, and he's like wearing a fencing mask, and then he has a skateboard drilled to his foot, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but there wasn't any trucks or wheels on it. It was just a board, and he was just like like sliding around. Yeah, nah, it wasn't for me. And that space movie was terrible.
Okay. So I think it was Flesh Eaters from Outer Space.
Cool name. Love the name.
I appreciated it. It was definitely not the perfect, but that classic like B movie guy in suit that you would see in the 50s, but it's put out by Trauma and it was like shot on video, so it was like released in the late 90s. And some of the gore effects were good. I like that.
Oh, dude, look, man, I will say this, and I say this all the time. The shot on video guys, their effects are always like top. They're like, we can't really put too much into anything else, but we can really fucking, kill it with the gore effects. So the effects on all those movies were actually really good. I enjoyed them. They're fun and they're creative. And it's a Trauma film too, so I see your point though.
The whole like green screen spaceship that was like a toy model floating in.
It's getting in like Ed Wood territory with Plan 9, right?
I was laughing real hard during that. Unfortunately, we didn't get to watch Flesh Eating Mothers, and that's just due to how long of the day was. But Kristen and I, the minute we got back, that Sunday, because VHS Fest is now like 3 days, but we didn't stay for Sunday, which was Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3.
I would have been so happy had they played the Sleepaway Camp movies Friday and Saturday
in place of Twisted Issues.
Yeah. But look, man, this is the thing, okay? The whole purpose of VHS Fest is for movies like that, okay?
Yeah.
Like they just kind of started doing a little bit more popular movies.
Yeah.
All right? Because Basket Case and Brain Damage are very known and popular movies within the community. Now, I mean, Twisted Issues I've never heard of, right?
No,
and then I can't even. And then the Flesh Eaters from Outer Space, like I've never heard of that either.
Never heard of that.
Psychos in Love, yes, I have heard of that because it is a Vinegar Syndrome release. That's how I know about it. But had it not been Vinegar Syndrome, I would have never have known about it. Flesh Eating Mothers, I think even that's Vinegar Syndrome, right?
Yeah, I have the slip. And what I love about Flesh Eating Mothers is it's shot in Rockland County, where we are from. It's like 30 minutes away from my old hometown, your current always hometown. But so
see if it's streaming anywhere. I wouldn't be surprised.
It's on Tubi.
Is it?
On Tubi. I'm pretty sure it's on Tubi. Yeah.
I'm gonna look. Keep going, brother. Sorry.
Yeah, you're good. I appreciate the effects. The score is horrible, but the effects are great. The characters, especially like Rinaldi, like he just looks like someone that and sounds like someone that grew up in Rockland County. And it's just like, oh, I know a guy like that,
Trust me, I wanted to stay, man, but like you were probably getting at earlier on, it's just how grueling of a day day it was.
The humidity was killer on Friday. Like it was,
dude. Some people I've heard like other podcasts, and other people like talking about it, and it's like, dude, you feel like you're going to like fucking war that day. That's kind of what people make it sound like. It's in the middle. It's the middle of summer, high humidity, high heat. You don't know if it's
in a big open field.
Big open field. You don't know if it's going to rain. You don't know what the fuck it's going to do. And we're there earlier because we have to set up. We were having a little bit of problems with setting up the tent, and it was the first time we were doing the full setup, you know, with the grids in the back and the shirts, and whole Friday was a whole big learning experience. But it's like going to war, you know, like,
dude,
it's crazy.
And you know, I always joke,
Beats your
like
ass.
when it rains, it's like the trenches. But
Oh my God,
you're in a
bad.
big dusty field, no shade.
All my cases, everything's fucking dusty, and
and you're covered in by the end of the day. Like, you look down on your shoes and you see your shoes are covered in a big layer of dust. It's like, imagine like what your skin is, and let me tell you, those hotel showers hit when you're finally like back at the hotel.
You earn that shower. I think I said that to you and Kristen.
Yeah, you
earn your shower for that day.
Yeah,
for sure. But I'm not complaining. I love it.
Nah,
would I have it any other way? I'd probably no. It's fun. It's fun.
It's part of the experience.
It's part of the experience, man. You know, you go, and it's just it's a lot of fun. I would hope that anybody listening can go and experience it, and we don't want to hear any excuses that it's too far, because you got motherfuckers flying in to go to VHS Fest. You know, that's how strong their community is. You know, these people, yes, they collect tapes, they collect physical media, whatever it might be, but they're going to see their friends, man. Yeah. You know, that's awesome. And speaking of friends, we saw our friend Brandon. We hadn't seen him in a very long time. That was awesome. Love hanging out with him. Wish he was able to come on the Saturday, but he was only there Friday. He spent, you know, the whole day with us. It was awesome seeing him.
Absolutely. He hung out in the tent with us. Always great company. He was there when we were cutting our teeth vlogging before the show even officially started. Like, we made friends with him, and he's been a day one homie, and always appreciate his company. And yeah, man, it's just like you mentioned, like friends, like there are people that meet up there that is the only time that they ever see each other in person is when they meet up at VHS Fest.
Physical media, bringing people together. You know, we're all on different places in the world, and it's like, if we could just get one reason to link up, like let's do it. Like, I have made friends before VHS Fest, you know, with going to Monster Mania. You know, that's how I met Jeremy from Epic Film Guides. You know, we met at Monster Mania down in like Maryland. We were like meeting John Carpenter together, and you know, we've just been friends ever since. We've met up at conventions. You know, you were there.
You introduced me to him, my first Monster Mania con, and I was like, this dude's awesome.
Yeah, great fucking guy, man. And I really value those friendships, you know, after all these years. And, you know, the ones that we're building with VHS Fest now, you know?
Yeah.
It's great, man. And it fucking, it excites me, dude. You know, we even met, you know, other people that, you know, follow us. We follow on Instagram that we had never met before.
Yeah.
And just like
new
people, you know, coming up, and then finding out about their podcasts. And it was just like, it's really cool, man. I love the networking, and that shit like fuels me up, man. Just to connect with people. I love it, you know. And I think even in our, you know, VHS Fest 6 vlog that we did, when we did our little interview thing, like, what's the best part about, you know, this? Yeah. It's like the community, man. So I'll just like always say that everybody's just like so nice, and just everybody's just like trying to have a good time. And, you know, I'll say, you know, we were very blessed, because, you know, the person that we were vending next to, his name was Chris, and he ran a clothing company called Dry Rot. And I had gotten a shirt from him. He had fucking great shirts, but dude, just
I wanted that Crow one. I just forgot to pick it up.
I wanted his Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 one, and I went over to go buy it, and he's like, "Oh no, I'll add extra larges." So I'll show before we wrap up. We'll go through our little haul. It was a very light haul this year for sure, but you know, I was just like, we were talking, and I was like, hey man, you know, at the end of the night, like, what do you do? Like, do you pack all your shit up and go, or like whatever? He's like, no. He's like, I drop my tent. He's like, I push everything in, I bungee cord it up, and then I go home. I was like, you're like, you leave your shirts and your merch and shit here? He's like, dude, he's like, some people are here are shitheads, but there are shitheads, and they're not going to fuck with any of your stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, fair enough. And I mean, I didn't leave our shirts there, but I left everything else, and it was
okay, yeah.
But, you know, like, that's a good point. Like, yeah, some people are shitheads, but it's like, they're not going to go through your stuff. And you know, and fucking do any of that, you know, because you do have people camping, but they're just enjoying themselves, you know, they're not there to fuck around.
Yeah.
So I like that. But yeah, it was great vending next to him. You know, he would come over, you know, from time to time and be like, hey, you know, how's it going, guys? You guys like need anything? And I remember
he was really cool.
Yeah,
picking apart his brain, and he had a lot of knowledge to drop.
Oh my gosh, yeah, dude, like that was so cool. You know, everything happens for a reason, and we were meant to go to.
Which is funny because like when we were waiting on our car line to get in, he was in front of us, and then he was like, "Watch that guy be our neighbor." I think you said, and he was our neighbor for vending.
I was like, he's gonna be our neighbor, and we're gonna be best friends with that guy. And little did we know, that's exactly how it went.
Yeah.
So everything happens for a reason, man.
Speaking of also vendors real quick, there's this one vendor who I would see every year, right? This big, tall dude, always slinging like a lot of tapes and shit. And then it turns out like he's in the band Final Resting Place. He plays bass. And
I remember seeing him.
Yeah.
Many times.
Exactly. So it just like, and he just joined Final Resting Place, I think like either last year or like as they were just getting started. But it was just like, you know, I made that connection like right away. It was just like, yo, you play bass in Final Resting Place. And then like, and it's just so funny because like I talked to him later. I'm like, dude, I've been seeing you vend here for like all the times I've come. And it's just really cool to see you doing like big shit outside the community. And
you
then
caught him early on. I remember like, we were setting up and you're like, that's the fucking bass at Final Resting Place. And then you like called out to him and he was like, he was like, yeah, it's me.
So
and
homie
we
John
all got
Hayes,
busy.
John Hayes, fucking, he was really cool to talk to. You know, we were talking about like the Hudson Valley scene and shit. And like, you know, just like obviously like him being in Final Resting Place, and he's also in Scarab, which I totally didn't even realize that. But yeah, you know, because the subject was like all of like the dudes on Streets of Hate who are in like 6 bands each. And I'm like, I don't know how they do it. And he's like, yeah, I'm in 4 bands, including Scarab. And I was like, whoa, wait, what? You know, it's
so
just, and he's like,
man.
Final Resting Place, we don't practice, we just show up, and they're just that dialed in. But it was just really cool because like I know like his booth with his friend, like they were slinging a lot of tapes, and they had a lot of good like big boxes, clamshells of like great horror flicks. So it's cool to see someone in a successful band in the like the hardcore scene who also is predominant in like this community as well.
And doing something else they love, you know, slinging tapes.
I love seeing that. Yeah.
Yeah. So do I, man. The vending was phenomenal there. You know, it's like expanded way more than just tapes. We heard Grizz talk about, you know, like the first couple VHS fests, and he was like, yeah, there's like 20 people and everybody's just like selling tapes and stuff. But it's become a lot more from that. Tapes. You got a lot of people who are selling tapes, a lot of merch, a lot of like craft stuff, you know, people, you know, getting into that, like selling, you know, their crafty shit, which is cool, man. But yeah, overall 10 out of 10 weekend. It sucks because it's exactly a week, man, and you know I'm itching for something more. You know, I'm like talking to you, and I'm like, Steve, man, like we gotta fucking go out and start meeting some more people, do a little bit more of the cons, and we're gonna make that happen for sure.
Definitely
we're gonna say
year,
like straight up, yeah, for sure. The rest of the year, like I'm gonna have to do some planning and shit, man. You know, to get us where we need to be. But VHS Fest will always be something that we do as long as we can get a table, which I think we will always have a good shot at because I'm a hawk on that, you know? And, you know, shout out to Sandy and the whole crew.
Oh, she was so great.
She was such a sweet woman. And I can tell you, she is like such a sweet woman, even through emails and stuff. I feel like I get annoying with questions and shit because I need to know everything. And you know this, I need to know everything.
Yeah.
And her responses back are just always so sweet, nice, and kind. And Virgil and the whole crew, like,
oh, Virgil's the man.
If you can go out, even if it's not for VHS Fest, they're always fucking doing amazing screenings, 35 millimeter at the Mahoning Drive-In. It's 2 hours from, you know, Steven and I, you know, in the Hudson Valley. But yeah, amazing weekend. Found footage guys also, they brought the heat as usual. Frank Henenlotter was there. Yeah. They did a little interview with Frank Henenlotter. I got to meet Frank, which was really awesome. I'm a big fan of Frank's films, and he was actually there. I guess this guy's his manager. His name's Anthony Sneed, and he was the actor that was in Bad Biology. So I guess maybe they just built this connection over time, because I know that he also manages Frank's Instagram page and does all his videos for Frank, which was really cool.
Okay.
But Frank was great. You didn't meet him.
I didn't meet him.
Brandon and I went in there and met him, and Frank was awesome. Like, he just like gave us his time.
That's awesome.
And Brandon knew like a lot. Apparently there's like some shit with Bill Murray, with Basket Case or Brain Damage or something. He was like a big fan, a big advocate for the movies, and was like really pushing. I'll have to get the information from Brandon.
That's cool.
Yeah, we went up and I was talking with Frank, and I said to him, I was like, dude, you've made some wild fucking movies. I said, but Basket Case 2 and 3, I said, you kind of went off the fucking rails with that. He's like, look at my film career. I had to. I was like, I get it. I love those 3 films, man. And
yeah.
I just recently had seen those. Like, we went to Monster Mania Con. Yeah, the last time we went, and we ended up watching all of them. Fucking great movies.
Yeah, because you had not seen 2 and 3, and I was like, oh, dude, we have to watch them now.
Yeah.
And luckily they were streaming on Tubi, and I've got the Synapse like triple pack of 1 through 3 on Blu-ray, and then of course the Arrow Video Basket Case Blu-ray.
I immediately bought 2 and 3 because I already have the Arrow, but yeah. I went out and I immediately bought 2 and 3.
And Brain Damage was one of my first Arrow pickups.
Me too.
It was Slugs and then Brain Damage.
Yeah.
And that was
Same.
Brain Damage was a blind buy because I saw that it was done by Frank Henenlotter, and I was like, okay, I've already seen Basket Case, and this cover looks insane. So let's see what this is about. And it ended up being like one of my favorites.
Which one do you like better if you had to pick between Basket Case or Brain Damage? Yeah. Same.
I love Elmer.
Yeah.
I love Elmer. I love Corruption by Swimming Pool Cues with fucking Brian dancing in the club. It's so good. Not that, I mean, obviously Basket Case is what started it all, an all-time classic. But there's just something a little bit more with Brain Damage, especially like when Brian's withdrawing from Elmer's juice fluids, whatever, and like Elmer just starts doing the singing shit.
Yeah, and he's like going back and forth in the sink.
Yes, it's so good. I love Elmer.
Yeah, I love Elmer. But I love Belial.
I do.
And I love Dwayne.
Yeah. Love them all, man. I love the Frank Henenlotter universe.
Yeah, it's great. And then the characters in 2 and 3 are fucking great too.
Yeah.
I said to him, specifically, I was like, dude, Baby Belial. I'm like, Baby Belial's, man. Like, that was something.
I love real quick in Basket Case 3 when he gets into like the machine suit and he's like controlling it, and he looks like fucking Krang from Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
It's so awesome.
Man.
Like,
I
would have asked
that.
I should have met fucking Frank Henenlotter, but I wanted to hold down the booth and just like, make sure like Kristen was good, because it was just crazy hot out there. But yeah, I would have asked him, like, did you get any influence from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with like Krang for that scene?
Yeah, I like picking the brain sometimes to seeing like where your head was at. So I would have liked to have known that answer too.
Yeah. But, what was cool too? Like when we were watching Brain Damage, and then there's like the crossover.
Yeah, I love it. I've always loved that.
On the subway, everyone was honking their horns and like cheering. That was just such a cool moment to be a part of.
Yeah, I do like Brain Damage more. Basket Case is great. The other ones are great. So shit. I was gonna say that the vending this year, I mentioned earlier about how, it was kind of vast in your options, and it was a light haul for me this year, and I think it was a light haul for you this year as well.
Yeah, definitely.
I was more focused on just like chilling at our table. I don't know. I was like talking with Brandon about it, and I told him, I'm like, yeah, I don't collect tapes. I just like coming here. I like physical media and, more of a DVD, Blu-ray. type guy, or movie posters and shit like that. There was one guy that had some really cool movie posters.
There was a really cool like video store cardboard promotional cutout for Pumpkinhead I really wanted.
Oh, really? Dude, those things go for so much money. Those standees,
this guy had them.
Standees. Did you see that big fucking Death Proof banner?
No.
Dude, that shit had to be like over 10 feet.
Damn.
It was just like displayed on the lawn. Some guy had it there. I don't know I don't know how you missed it.
I made like one like sweep around, I think, for the vendors.
I did one sweep just to take a break, but my mind was really back with you guys.
Yeah.
So I really didn't look too much. I did find the guy that had the movie poster, and then you and Kristen had mentioned that there was one guy who was selling some really good vinyl. So at the time, I didn't really care. I was like, all right, cool. Like, you know, I brought money to spend, but since I wasn't really like into buying anything, I'm like, all right, like I'm gonna keep my money now. Fucking cool. I don't need anything. And then I ended up going over there with Kristen, and I was stuck there because this guy had some really good shit.
He did.
So if you want to segue into our haul, if you want to go first, I can go first.
So first, I'll go first. Sure.
Okay.
So first, I picked up the VHS Fest exclusive Mahoning merch.
Didn't get one.
They had like a purplish blue, but that sold out day one, like that. So I just settled for the hot pink Belial, and it has like, I don't know if you could see all of it, but it's got like all of the tapes that were shown with Belial holding them.
Kind of regret not getting it now since I have the other two.
Yeah, like I especially, having the Patty Mullen from when we were at 7, and I was just like, I got to get this one now too. And
my only gripe with those shirts, which is why I kind of don't buy them. I mean, I shouldn't say that I kind of don't buy them because I do buy them. Why I didn't buy this one was because I don't really like the shirt that they print them on. They're too soft. They don't really fit that good. Like an extra large kind of feels like a large medium, or like a large extra large. Like it's an in-between size.
Yeah,
it doesn't feel true to size, which I don't really like. Like a comfort color is different. That's not comfort color worthy, I guess. But maybe like a nice American Apparel, but that's just my little gripe with it. That's why, because it's like I have the other two, I just don't wear them because I don't like the way they fit.
Gotcha. Yeah. So Chris and I got that shirt. We kept one of the prints.
Nice.
One of the brain damage prints, which we're gonna that we were raffling off. This is from our brain damage VHS Fest exclusive shirt, and we're gonna get this framed and hung up. And then you'd mentioned the vinyl booth. Luckily you found this for us because I wasn't looking under composer. I was looking under movie title, and you helped us score Tourist Trap, the original pressing by Pino Donaggio, because I have to say it like Joe Bob does whenever he mentions. So obtaining this, thank you so much, brother.
No problem, man. I saw it and I was like, oh no. Because I went over there, I was talking with him, and we were bullshitting about the composers we like. And I told him I really like Pino. And he's like, you see my section? And dude, when you know me, dude, like I get fucking frazzled with certain things, and having to look through stuff like that's organized but not so organized. So I'm just kind of like blindly looking through whatever. So he shows me the Pino section, and I know that you and Kristen were both really looking for the Tourist Trap, and Waxwork Records had a repressing of it, but long out of print.
Yeah, long out of print, but to get this original pressing, and
which is more special, I think.
It sounds great. Like we threw it on as soon as we got back that Sunday, and it sounds crisp. So thank you for fucking finding that for us.
No problem.
Seriously, it made our fucking day. And then,
dude, you guys blew up when I showed it to you.
Yeah.
Because my gift to you guys.
She was hoping that when we go to the archive next month, like she was hoping they'd still have a copy of the waxwork pressing, and she has a bunch of vinyl that she wants to trade in for store credit. So that eliminates having to look more for that. She also spotted from Death Waltz Records. Let me see if this will. Let me take the plastic off because it's just not showing up good. Hold on here.
That guy had 2 of those there.
Yeah. So we got the New York Ripper.
Love it.
From Death Waltz. I love it's our favorite Fulci film, and I love the score. Love the score. It's got like this fusion jazz, like sleaze to it, which is perfect because this movie takes place in New York City in the early 80s, which everyone knows like the late 70s to early 80s was like the ultimate sleaze era for New York City.
Yeah, great.
And,
I love it. Love it. Sleazy 42nd Street.
Yes.
Some of the best fucking movies. You got like
So
Maniac, good. New York Ripper, Basket Case was definitely one of them. Just to kind of name some popular ones.
Yeah. Driller Killer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy had a Driller Killer movie poster. I saw 3 of them. Like all.
Oh, you know what? Yeah,
scattered.
Someone actually came up to our booth and scored one. I was talking to the guy. I was like, yo, that's a sick fucking Driller Killer poster.
So that's all you scored?
So that's all I scored, but I also came home to a nice mail day. Nick, you know me well. You know I love Puppet Master, Full Moon, the early Full Moon shit, like from like the 90s. And, you know, I've had the 2000 DVD box set, which has 1 through Retro Puppet Master for many years. I think I got it in like for Christmas of 2006, right? It doesn't look good on the 55-inch 4K.
I remember you were saying that.
So Full Moon Entertainment or Full Moon Features, whatever, was running a 4th of July sale. So I scored the 12 movie Puppet Master box set.
I wish I knew about that. I want to grab it.
Yeah, man. Scored this for really cheap. I think it was on sale for $70. It normally goes for $120. So
wow.
It feels good. I know the later sequels suck, but you know my love for Puppet Master, so it's just
always
like as a completist, you know, I just had to pick it up. So it was really cool. Like I took a picture on my personal Instagram page of like, cause I've got a couple of like OG Puppet Master figures from Full Moon and some of the NECA ones.
I gave
double
those
packs.
to you.
Yes, you did. Thank you. And you know, I just wanted to do a full like display of like, cause I also have the Tourist Trap VHS big box Blu-ray.
Yeah.
From Full Moon.
That's a great, that's a,
yeah.
And it's got like the little fucking, the little action figure.
Yeah, this fucking Slauson, fucking Chuck Connors.
Whatever his name is.
Yeah, Slauson. Yeah. So like I took a big picture of like all that shit on display. And it's just like, I don't know, it just gave me like a good feeling. Like, and then like when this came in on a Monday, I was like, yo, we're doing a Full Moon double feature. So we watched our favorite, definitely her favorite, Tourist Trap, and we watched Puppet Master 2 because we had watched Puppet Master 1 like maybe 2 months ago when I realized that my DVDs did not look good on this TV. So
I was watching a Full Moon feature last night.
What were you watching?
Intruder.
Okay. Nice. Can't go wrong with that. We will definitely be covering that with the homie Dylan since we all used to work in shop, right?
I think about it all the time.
Yeah.
We gotta let it sit for a little bit because Bad Taste just did it.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's just like I gotta get their conversation out of my head before we do it. So
yeah. So yeah, it was it was definitely a Full Moon feature double feature kind of night. And so that's all I really scored.
Cool. Yeah, it was light for me. I got a couple things. I did get some mail day shit, but I'm going to save that for the next episode because I don't really think I have anything else worthwhile coming in. I got like 2 things. So hopefully by the time we record next time, they'll be here. So we can gush about those. So first things first. First thing that I grabbed while I was there was from Chris at Dry Rot, and it is
nice.
No Country for Old Men, and it's got Call It Friendo. Super cool. One of my favorite movies ever. on a comfort color. Freaking awesome. And then I had gotten this from the homie. His name's Jesse, by the way, and he's the guy that runs the shop. I actually found him on Instagram. We've been talking. I'm gonna buy some more records from him. Yeah. So I had gotten the Bird with the Crystal Plumage, Ennio Morricone vinyl. I don't know who pressed this. AMS Records. Not too familiar with them, but
nah, neither am I.
I was like, I gotta get this. I love Crystal Plumage, one of my favorite fucking Dario Argento films. So cool. And then this wasn't a score from VHS Fest, but this was something that you had picked up for me a while ago. Is the new Junk Aesthetic Every Time I Die vinyl. I have one more that I need to buy.
Which one's that?
Radical.
Okay.
It's Radical, right? Or is it Rad? It's Radical.
No, it's Radical. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then...
yeah, we got that from Dark Side Records when we made our way out there.
Then I got this, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I got a nice little sign poster by Frank. Says, to Nick from all your 42nd Street friends. Frank Henenlotter.
So
and
good.
It's him and all the characters from the Basket Case sequels. Saw that and I was like, amazing. Have to get it. Super cool. So that's all that I got, man. But everybody had great stuff. I next time I'm gonna definitely browse a little bit more, bring a little bit extra dough.
Yeah, definitely like come in with extra dough next year. I wasn't able to work overtime because I've been on light work with fracturing my thumb, which I should be cleared soon. So that, that's why I was a little frugal with picking shit up.
I just wanted to focus on our table.
Well, that too, man. Like, I didn't want to take away too much time at the table because,
missed conversation, dude. Like I wanted to meet people,
Yeah.
That's really what I wanted to do.
Exactly. But I can't wait for next year. I say to Kristen all the time, and I've said this to you, that it doesn't feel like summer without a trip to the Mahoning, especially VHS Fest.
Yeah, it's just become something for us now.
Yeah, it's like for me a perfect summer, a couple of dips in the pool, a couple of barbecues, some soft serve ice cream, and VHS Fest. That's what I need. That's what I need for a good summer.
Great summer.
Yep. And we do our it's now become a tradition where we stop at the Waldorf Estate of Fear, which is where they filmed Hell House LLC. We now take a picture every time on the way to VHS Fest because I had accidentally discovered it on our way down together for our first time going together.
Yeah, it was such an interesting thing that had happened because you went the year before and it took you in a different direction. Yeah. And then me and you together, we drove past it and we turned the fuck around, man.
Yeah.
And yeah, dude.
Now it's a tradition.
I'm going to make it happen. We're going to get inside.
Yeah. Yeah, we are going to go inside.
We're going to go inside. I'm going to fucking figure out how to make that shit happen, dude, and go inside and film. And I know that there were some other people who had found out about it, went over there, and there was people that were being auditioned for actors. I think it was... for
The Haunt, probably?
Yeah.
Damn, they're prepping early.
I mean, yeah, dude, fucking scare actors are probably hard to find.
Yeah.
I always wanted to do it, but besides the point, they were saying that that I guess the woman who runs it has the original clown.
Oh shit, that's so sick.
From the first film,
which the prequel's coming out next month, which is not going to be a found footage. It's going to be an actual feature-length film. So I'm very curious. Same director, same guy that's done all four.
It has to be that way.
Has to be, absolutely. So, I mean, with it being the same director, I still have high hopes. I mean, I really liked the Carmichael Manor. I think 3 was the only one that I didn't really... like, I still... like I liked it to an extent, but I don't like it as much as like 1, 2, and obviously 4.
You said the third one?
Yeah, the
Lake
third
of
one.
Fire?
I think
Is that the one?
I think where like they do Faust.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that one. Carmichael Manor was good because that one kind of ties it all together and answers a lot of questions. So
Yeah, and more emphasis on the clown.
Yeah, exactly. His origin, you know, and then they introduce another clown too, which was
two other
fucking
clowns.
so creepy, so
Yeah.
good. They're so good. You have the box set, and I was looking at it, and it's got the lenticular on it from, isn't that Umbrella?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I ordered that directly
grab
from
that.
Umbrella, and it just, the shipping costs suck because it's coming all the way from Australia.
Yeah.
But, you know, that box set's so worth it. When I have some extra coin, I'm going to treat myself to the Creep box set because that was like an early 2000s, like, UK slasher that I guess is getting a remake now, but I just feel like it never got enough love, and it's genuinely creepy as hell. It's like some deformed like mutant who's like killing people in the subway, and he's got his own like little compound, and he's like fucking pickling fetuses and everything.
This isn't the same Creep that's like the found footage Creep. No, right?
Not the Wolf Mask found footage guy. No, this came out way before that. This came out in 2004, and I had seen it, a bootleg copy randomly, and I think I stayed home from like school sick, and I'd watched it, and I was just like, yo, this is genuinely unsettling.
I'm going to have to look into that because I had seen that they were selling that, but I thought it was the found footage Creep.
Yeah, no.
Which I've never finished, but
neither have I.
Heard really
I've
good
watched
things about.
Some of the first one.
Yeah. It is what it is. But overall, man, successful weekend at the Mahoning. Had amazing time at VHS Fest. I miss you and Kristen very much.
Oh, we miss you too. We will be linking up soon.
Yeah.
For a weekend to go down to the archive for sure. Overdue.
Yeah, long overdue. I think we went like 2 years ago for my birthday.
Yeah.
So
we're gonna do that.
But yeah, man. I mean, I think that's pretty much it for me on the whole VHS recap. I don't know about you.
No, that's pretty much it for me. I just want to say thank you to everyone that stopped by our booth, who grabbed a shirt, who came to say what's up, who gave us a follow, who got in on the raffle for the Frank Henenlotter prints that we were doing, and just made this experience as our first time vending a wonderful experience. We can't wait to be back at the Mahoning Drive-In to vend at VHS Fest next year, and we can't wait to do more vending at cons.
Yeah, we definitely will. 2026, we're gonna make that happen. You know, thank you guys so much for coming up to our booth or having a conversation with us, hooking us up with a follow. You know, just kind of like keeping the connection going. You know, that's what truly does matter to us is, you know, our friends and, you know, our community and everything that we're trying to build with this show and our brand and everything. So that's all I want to say.
Yeah. Well, I think we're ready to wrap this up again.
Wrap it up, brother.
Thank you, everyone, for the support, the great conversations, picking up our merch. Shout outs to Wicked VHS, that homie, Spook House Pod, obviously Grizz from Bad Taste, the homies from Movie Dumpster, Joe and Sean. The best way you could support Dead With My Friends podcast is checking out our website at www.deadwithmyfriendspodcast. Be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube. Leave us a comment. We are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to your podcasts. We're all there. Give us a follow on our Instagram at Dead With My Friends Podcast. And be on the lookout for our next episode and future merch drops. With that being said, I'm Steve.
And I'm Nick.
And we'll see you in the next dimension.
Peace.